Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a tarot oracle reading for the end of the month of June. And Capricorn, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign isn't Capricorn, we all have a little bit of Capricorn in us somewhere. If you do have your birth chart, which house is Capricorn in, that's where this information is most likely to show up for you. This is also a timely reading, so if you're watching it at this time, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it has been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That could give you further clarity as to your situation now. All right, we have the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck is the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is talking about the element of fire. This is the wands are made of wood. Wood fuels the fire. This is talking passionate action. So this person is standing at the top of the turret of their castle, and they've got the world in their hands. And so they're feeling successful, but they're also feeling like a big fish in a little pond. And they are realizing that if they want to expand their life, their business, whatever it is that they want to expand, that they probably do need to move or add on or do something. So this is about expansion. Now, quite often I feel like this represents entrepreneurial energy, where this could be a successful business planted where you are, but you realize that the center is too small and like you need more clients basically. So you need to expand to maybe franchise or relocate your business in a larger center, or possibly could be both. And because sometimes this talks about actually making a move, and sometimes it can be about wanting to connect overseas. Like, so this is a global energy, taking your business global. That could be via internet or the actual physical location, retail, or whatever that is. This also can represent sometimes someone who has decided that, hey, I'm ready to start a family and expand in that way to find, either find that special someone, or I have found them and I'm ready to expand and start, maybe get settled down and have children. Now, this is talking about the Ace of Wands. Is talking about the internal forces. So this is for the overriding energy of the reading. This is about the internal forces. So is all of this. So the internal forces you have control over. Your internal forces are whether you react or do you respond to what's happening around you from the external and within. And so the ace is a promise of a new found energy, like passion for new discovery, waking up in the morning and saying, yay, the day's here. I can't wait to get moving and see what's on the horizon for me. And then we have this energy of the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is, she is sitting in between these two opposite pillars, and in between her is all this information. Information does equal energy. So this is a lot of information. These days we have communication coming in so many ways. It can be a little overwhelming at times, but this is talking about 100% infinite potential to the power of infinity and beyond. And the High Priestess, the way she handles all this information is she logically takes a look at it, and then she uses her intuition to feel which of these answers that she has found are the best ones for her to use right now. And so because she uses her logic and her intuition, once she decides with her intuition, okay, which is the best answer, because they're all answers that could work, then she chooses the one, and then she applies that logically to the 3D world. And so she really is sitting in between two extremes. She's sitting in between the energy of Jesus and the devil. Can't get much more extreme than that. So if she can, and she knows that she can sort through this energy. Her intuition is sharpest during the full moon and the new moon. We do have a full moon coming up on the 29th. As I'm doing this reading right now, it is the 18th, I believe. Just let me, yes. No, wait a minute. It's the 19th. It's the 19th. So this is, we do have a full moon coming up in the sign of Cancer on June 29th. On June 29th, also, Mercury goes into retrograde. So it could be quite an emotional moon. We might even be feeling it a little bit now. If you're, Mercury in retrograde is famous for energy going, like communication going sideways sometimes, people taking you out of context, whatever that is. Sometimes you could be feeling over emotional because this is Mercury retrograde is landing on the exact same day that the full moon is. And generally, we'll feel the energy of the full moon 3 days before and 3 days after. Now, it's in the sign of Cancer, so that is right here. We have a Knight of Cups here, so it could be talking about not just new passion coming in, but new love coming in. So we'll see. I'm going to be doing a bonus reading for the full moon. Right after I finish up these readings, I'm going to get started on that because it is coming up soon on the 29th. So keep an eye out for that if you want to know more about it. Mercury retrograde energy, it's famous for miscommunication, but it's also a great time to take stock of where you are, what's going on in your life, and put plans, like do the research for any plans that you want to move forward in. On July 23rd, Mercury comes out of retrograde, and then that's a great time to put that plan into action. It is the summer. Summer's a great time to chill out and just enjoy some of these longer days that we have. We have the equinox coming up in 2 days. Or sorry, not the equinox, the solstice. And so this is the official opening of summer. It's the very longest day and the shortest night. So we have a lot of light. That means there's probably going to be a lot of truth coming in, more so than usual. And, this is a really good time to sometimes just chill out and recognize, hey, if Mercury's in retrograde, a lot of people are like, oh, it's so bad and whatever. It really isn't. It's a great time to make plans and take some time to slow down a little bit and really feel where you're at, and without and you're not going to get too far behind, because people that try to push through Mercury retrograde with all the glitches in communication, etc., tend to get slowed down anyway. So why frustrate yourself? Use the energy wisely is what I'm saying. And then we have, and that's how you feel about yourself right now. So you're feeling really intuitive, sifting through a lot of information. We have the Four of Pentacle energy. So Pentacles in tarot are representing health, wealth, and happiness in the 3D world. Of course, a big part of that is money. We need money to be successful in the 3D, but that's why the chords are sorry, Mercury retrograde. Can't even talk. So that's why the pentacle energy represents the element of earth. And earth is about earthly matters. Earthly matters matter. And so the pentacle energy is, you could have all the money in the world, but you still will not necessarily be living the lifestyle you want. So this is about lifestyle, not just coin. However, this particular card is talking about coin. It's talking about the 3 levels of making money. There's safe money, where this person has a strong foundation, but they have enough to pay their bills, etc., but they don't have a lot left over for their heart's desires. And then we have the crown and glory energy. So this is talking about, sometimes, like, again, we have this person this is in your abundance. And so this could be representing that you feel like there's a shortfall in your abundance right now. You're not feeling like you're moving into your heart's desires and your crown and glory. You're just, JOB, journey of the broke. Go to work every day, make sure you pay your bills, and then just have a little bit left over. So this can be talking about, this energy here that we see where you have your back to the city. This is talking about leaving your comfort zones. Sometimes this can be like actually leaving the city where you were raised, or, where you are right now, because you realize that, like here, that you're a big fish in a little pond, and you need to take, maybe an opportunity is coming up and you're thinking about taking it. And so this card sometimes can talk about, feeling like in the past that you didn't take the risks that would take you into your heart's desires. And of course, if you're making financial decisions, you want to do your research. So now is a great time to do that. If you're thinking about starting a new project or whatever, this is the perfect time for that. And it's talking about, sometimes you have to take calculated risks to get into the next level of making money. And maybe in the past you feel you sold yourself short, or there's a shortfall, or some sort of energy of that. And then we have this energy of talking about the Three of Pentacles. And so this energy, it's hard for me to say exactly. We've gone down one pentacle here from here, so I don't really we're going to keep going and see what that is about. But basically this is saying that this is when you were young. This is talking about communication from when you were young, and there's some energy here that you were in an elevated position and everybody could see you were doing really, really good work. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean you were young, but you could be younger, if that makes sense to you. And so this is talking about at one point you were in an elevated position, and you felt like people were noticing you were at the top of the game, you were on top of your work, you were rising above the crowd, cream of the crop kind of energy, and people were wanting to collaborate with you. And now all of a sudden it seems like there's people not wanting to collaborate with you, and you're wondering, like, what happened here? Like, I've been doing good work. I don't understand why there's this shortfall here. And you're passionate about your work still. So it's kind of like, what is this about? And sometimes this card can represent, like, these people are wanting to collaborate with you, but this is communication from when you were younger. So this quite often can be about the entertainment industry. It could be someone, you might have been showing a lot of talent in music or in acting or dancing, that kind of energy. This can represent, it's an energy of some, sports for sure. And maybe you got a scholarship or something and you got injured or whatever. Maybe at one time you were offered scholarships to go to college and university, and then then you got injured and you were not able to move into the pros like you wanted to. It's kind of, I'm feeling a sense of disappointment that things didn't turn out, that the opportunities that you had here somehow were stilted, or you were sold short somehow. And that might be a feeling that you have from the universe, because, you feel like maybe if you did get an injury or something, let's say, it's not uncommon for people to have surgery on their knees and that, if they're in sports. If pulled hamstrings and those kinds of things are common in soccer. A lot of the time, I feel like a lot of times people get injuries like that, football, head concussions, that type of thing. So I don't know, it's something like that, or it could have been, but see, when I see this energy and then I see this energy here, we haven't gotten into this as of yet, but it's almost like, this has something to do with this. Let's keep going and just see, what is this about? What's the shortfall about? The disappointment, kind of like the promise not coming through. Sometimes this can represent secret society energy, and in the entertainment industry, like pro sports, all of those, in type of occupations where everybody can do it. Like, anyone can sing, anyone can throw a ball, anyone can act, but can they rise above the crowd and do it to such an extent that they are, desired, like people are willing to pay a lot of money to come and watch them do it? That's a different thing entirely. And I feel that that's kind of the energy that I'm feeling here right now. Then we have this, a cup of love coming in, and this is in your Cancer. This is where the moon is coming in. And if you remember on June, if you are new to my readings, I've been talking about this quite a bit in the astrological readings, in particular, that a lot of astrologers were saying June 9th was going to be the luckiest day of 2026 in love and money, because both Venus and Jupiter were in the sign of Cancer. So you can take a look at that if you want, but this energy could be coming in from that energy. We do have a cup of love being offered here. This generally is a solid offer, but it's in between this energy here. So it could have been like maybe you accepted a cup of love from someone, and you know, they appeared to be the knight in shining armor, and you thought, hey, this person is really like, they're dressed to the nines, they look the part, you know, and you accepted an offer of love from them, and then you got caught between some sort of energy here, because this is sometimes representing that secret society energy. We're seeing so much of that right now at the top of the news. Every day it's coming out, that the energy of you know, the entertainment industry in particular is really being hit hard with the elites at the top. You know, people that have this, you know, they're very attractive. They're stand above the crowd with talent. They've people all around. They have fans all around the world, and yet they're miserable in their life. Like, and it's coming out. Some of the shift that's been going on, and how this card is a warning. Like, if you get involved with people, be careful who you get involved with. That they are in alignment with your lifestyle, with the goals that you want to come across. And so maybe this lover came in and was not in alignment, and or was sent in by someone that was not in alignment, because we have this energy here, this secret society energy. Sometimes this can represent the energy of what they refer to as the slow dagger, where a bunch of people get together and gaslight someone, basically copycat energy, do whatever they can to bring someone's reputation down, or you know, so that they can basically take control of this energy. This is like a card of like, and this is in your creativity, in your romance, and in your children. So this is talking about this being attacked. There's 10 swords here. This is talking about being stabbed in the back 10 times here. This person is laying on the ground. Not, you know, left for unalive, not sure whether we're going to get back up again. It's like after 10 times of being stabbed in the back, it can be really, this is like heavy sabotage. And the swords in tarot do represent the element of air, and that's your thoughts and other people's thoughts. And this is talking about you know, mental intelligence. The swords represent your mental intelligence, discipline of your mind. And it's like you telling yourself here, I don't even know if it's worth getting back up again. Yes, get back up. This is talking about 10 is talking about, you know, 1 + 0 is 1. And it's talking about this energy has completed its cycle, and there's new energy coming in. We do have this energy right here I feel is talking about the solstice. Pretty soon it's going to be the longest day of the year and the shortest night. So we have more light, more truth coming in, more happiness, and this is God's promise. And it's talking about you know, light at the end of the tunnel. So this energy can be talking about a decade of energy or more. This could be talking about one person doing this to you 10 times on an annual level. This could be 10 different people. This could be 10 groups of people. This is a collaborated effort to take you down and keep you down. But your hand is in the form of a blessing here. So this is a blessing, could be a blessing in disguise. The Hierophant, who is responsible for bringing justice from the spiritual realm down to the physical, also has his hand in the form of a blessing here. So there, you know, don't give up now, get back up. You know, I don't like the energy of this knight in shining armor coming in between these two energies, because especially when it's sitting on your creativity. Like, this is the kind of energy where you sign the contract, and then you miss the small print, and let's say you're a really good musician and you love rock and roll, and you sign the contract, and then they tell you, well, you know now that you're country music, and you're like, I hate country music. Well, too bad. Look right here in this clause in the contract. You signed over your creativity to us, and you are now going to be a country music star. We feel you're better suited to that. It's that type of energy. And so, if you're not doing what you love anymore, especially when it comes to music, you're not going to, be happy. So in some ways, this can talk about self-sabotage from not looking into things enough, like being really careful to go through all of that. And maybe that's the short end. The words I'm getting is the short end of the stick, drawing the shortest straw, that kind of energy. We have the Knight of Wands coming in. Now, the Knight of Wands is coming in with new passion. You see, this energy is moving towards this card. From like this, taking their orders from this group to this energy here. And the Rebel with a cause is coming towards this energy with passion and saying, hey, get up. Get up, get up, get up. It's time to get up. There's a passion for new discovery. Life is going to get better. Don't just lay there, get up. That's the energy. So this is you telling yourself, this is your in the position of your daily routine, habits, and your health. It's saying, get back up, get back on your feet. This cycle is ending. It's going to be better. The Rebel with the cause has a lot of passion, and to move forward in a totally different way. This could talk about someone actually coming in and empowering you, or this is your own energy empowering yourself. God is directing this energy, that you will have a passion for new discovery, that you're going to get back up on your feet, and you're going to continue on your path. It's going to get better. That's the energy. You're going to move forward. So if you don't believe it right now, get up anyway. You don't want to stay laying here. The longer you lay here, the more depressed you're going to feel, and the more this energy is going to be heavy on your soul. So the Knight of Wands is coming in with communication, and he's like, full of passion. This energy is actually Sagittarius energy, but it's also the fiery horse energy. And on February 17th of 2026 here, we moved into the year of the snake, time to shed your skin, and we moved into the year of the fiery horse energy. So the fiery horse energy, very similar to the Sagittarius energy, the centaur that, is shooting arrows into the sky to hit the target. Very similar energy. We have this knight has a big red plume on the back of his helmet. He's got this his wand in hand, and this is talking about having that passion that we spoke about earlier. Passion, taking passionate action, feeling passionate about life, and maybe about love. And this is talking about a heartfelt, the horse is representing heartfelt desires, and it's talking about having passion again to move forward. Mind you though, he has learned to rein in his emotions and impulsive behavior and be more in this energy. Before he makes a move, he makes sure he looks into it properly. He learned from the past. So that's what this is saying. And you can even see that because in these pyramids in the past show a love of knowledge. And this energy is talking about loving to explore new things and explore new, maybe go to see some of the wonders of the world. And the fiery horse energy is talking about like the warnings that come with it. It's very similar to what I just said about the centaur, the Sagittarius energy. But the warning with the fiery horse energy is don't be impulsive with your decisions that matter, like big decisions like moving your business or shifting careers or whatever that is, shifting gears basically. And so this is talking about don't be impulsive. And also rein in your emotions, like the rebel with a cause is doing. You can still have passion to move forward, but rein in your emotions, discipline your mind, so you're making really good steps. And it's also talking about be careful not to set yourself up for disappointment. Like, don't set your goal. Like, this is an energy of really wanting to achieve, and that's the Capricorn energy anyway. Capricorn energy, think of the mountain goat with a dolphin tail on the end. And yet Capricorn will climb that mountain step by step, disciplined steps, consistent steps of action to get to their goal. And if they fall back down again, they get back up. And you can imagine it takes a lot of determination to get back up when you're climbing a mountain with a dolphin tail instead of hooves on your back end. And so this is talking about having that ambition, but you don't want to sell yourself short by not giving yourself enough time and then feeling disappointed because you're too exhausted to reach the finish line. So this is, and this is climbing Mount Everest, basically. The mountain energy. The Capricorn energy is the senior sign, the most mature sign of all of the pentacle signs. And this is about earthly matters. This is the most ambitious sign. So you already are super ambitious and you already are disciplined. So you don't want to set yourself up for disappointment, like sabotage your own efforts because you're so tired you can't get there because you didn't give yourself a reasonable amount of time to accomplish what you're accomplishing. It's saying, set the same goals, but give yourself the time to reach them. Don't burn yourself out. And then we have this energy of the Queen of Pentacles. So yeah, the Queen of Pentacles energy, whoops, this is actually going here. This is supposed to be from the bottom of the deck because this is for the external forces. Yeah, here we have it. I feel like what this is saying, Capricorn, is now is a great time for you in the external forces to go inward. We're coming into the Mercury retrograde. I really feel this is a good time for you to lay down your sword, lay down your, put your mind to rest for a little bit here. This is can be representing the energy of hanging your mind on the wall so that you can get in touch with your heartfelt desires through meditation and prayer. This person's in a church, it looks like here. And this can represent your subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind being put to rest. This is the subconscious mind is developed by the time we are about 6 or 7. And so this can be talking about, when you're a baby, you're like a sponge absorbing your environment. And the people who are in charge of your care have a huge impression on you because, their culture, their values, the way they, whatever religion they follow or don't follow, the food even that they eat, their approach to life, all of that. And this energy, it's heavily imprinted on us, but we don't remember very much of it. If you think back, you probably don't remember when you're a baby. You might remember before kindergarten. Yet this is so heavily imprinted on us because when we're that young, that's when we are like a sponge and we absorb that energy. And when we get triggered, our subconscious mind is the one that pops up first. And if we are impulsive and we act upon that, that's not the most reliable because it's really the thoughts of other people, not our own in many ways. We have the unconscious mind in that, a lot of people will recognize, okay, I'm a human being and I have a soul. But from the soul's perspective, you're a soul traveling in a human body as your vehicle to navigate through Earth. And if the soul's needs are not being met, then it will start arguing with the subconscious and the conscious mind. Your conscious mind is what you are conscious of. I just went to a church. I laid in there for a couple hours. It was awesome. It was peaceful. I felt at peace. I felt calm. Mercury retrograde. What a good time to do this. Mercury comes out of retrograde on July 23rd. So if you have to move back and take stock a little bit and chill out a little bit, this is saying that it would be good for you to rest before charging forward. This passion will still be here. And instead of charging forward impulsively, take this time to just chill out a little bit. Really ask yourself, what do I really want in my heart? And then start making plans and do the research, get that, use your intuition, your logic, put plans in place. And then when you're ready, after you feel rested up again, then move forward again, and you'll have way better results doing that. And even on this stained glass window is the word Pax, P-A-X, peace of mind. That's what you're looking for right now, some peace of mind. And you might be like concerned about Pentacle energy here. This is an interesting card because the Queen of Pentacles, she is in charge of the Pentacle energy. Again, this is earthly matters, and this is, I mean, you're the most mature sign of this. Now, what's interesting about the Queen of Pentacles is she's considered to be the most resourceful of all the queens. She can make, you know, she can stretch a dollar and she can make something out of nothing, and she's highly respected for that ability. At the same time, she comes from generational wealth. She prefers quality over quantity. She's not flashy with her money. This is like old money, generational wealth, a legacy that's passed down from one generation to the next. Yet, why does she have to be so resourceful? It's been bothering me for a while now, and I'm asking that question with every reading where she pops up. And this is partnerships, commitments, and marriage. So, you know, just remember that Pentacle energy is off in this position for some reason. We have marriage. So, whoa, where did that come from? So this energy is talking about, it's like the official marriage card. And so perhaps you've married this person, and maybe you've noticed that since then you've had to be resourceful. So instead of like this energy moving forward like you want it to, it's been sort of stagnated at this energy, which sometimes can be, I mean, this is talking about the beginning of fulfillment. And what it's talking about is, you know, you have the down payment for the castle, but you have to make the mortgage payments. Someone popped the question, the answer has been yes, but now you need to put the energy into the relationship so that it flourishes and that the promise of fulfillment happens. Because if there's like, because this is in the position of transition for you. And I feel that perhaps you were in this energy where you were not really ready for the commitment of marriage and starting a family, but you wanted it, you know, you had passion for it and you wanted it, but then you found out maybe this is, it was, you found it draining, that type of energy. And that happens. I mean, depends on how old you are, your circumstances, whatever it is, or perhaps your partner had higher expectations of the money that you would have to spend, that like lifestyle. Maybe your partner has high goals to have a certain lifestyle, and maybe you're finding that challenging to provide that. And we have reconciliation here. And so the Six of Cups is talking about going back to the past. So this can go back a ways in the past here. This energy is talking, if there is reconciliation here, this reconciliation would imply, if you're reconciling with someone, it would imply that you there's a need for some healing of the heart or for some forgiveness. And this energy can talk about something that happened in your childhood, going back to your childhood energy, something that has slowed you down, or something in your subconscious mind possibly, because this is talking about childhood wounds a lot of the time. So there could be some sort of illusions about your childhood or your partner's childhood that's holding you back. And this energy, when we first look at this card, we can see it looks like two children are playing with these flowers. But then when we look again, we realize, wait a minute, there's someone watching over them. But then we look again and we think, wait a minute, that's a gnome, and that is a little woman. And that little woman looks like an old hag when you look at her from behind. And when you look at her from the front, she looks young. They're both wearing this white mitt, and this white mitt is saying they don't want to get their hands dirty. So this is talking about someone that does not want to have to work really hard. That's the energy. And, especially not physically, for sure. And so this energy is also talking about, are you a people pleaser? Because if someone has put you in this kind of energy, and then and then they come back into your life, are you going to be a people pleaser and say, oh, hi, how are you? Let bygones be bygones, and invite them back in your life? If there's forgiveness that needs to happen, you can forgive someone, but it doesn't mean that you ever want to hang out with them again. You could even love someone and miss them and still know, I'm not hanging out with them again, not after this, no way. And so this is talking about this energy. Are you going to be a people pleaser and be like really nice about it and explain yourself why you don't want to get your hands dirty? It should be enough just to say, I don't want to get my hands dirty. The old hag, she's saying those aren't even the stupid gnome's flowers to give to anyone. They don't even belong to him. He's just picked them up off the yard here. And then the white flowers in tarot represent innocence. And these flowers aren't innocent. These flowers are datra. And datra is from the nightshade family. If children were to ingest this, or pets, they could become very physically sick. And so you would never let children play with these flowers. And, you know, in some shamans actually use datra to induce visions in their ceremonies, so that people can heal from childhood wounds, basically. So there's a lot of illusions here. This person watching over the children is actually just someone walking down the path. He could be a total stranger, you know, and they're out here alone. But it's okay, because they're not children. They're a gnome and a little old woman, new woman. But this energy here of this energy, the white glove and the slow dagger, those energies come together, and quite often they're implemented by secret society energies. So you want to, you know, this is saying, this is there's a transition happening, and it may have happened when you got married. That's normal. We go through major transition when we get married. And then if we have children, you know, when all of a sudden you bring that baby home and you're like, whoa, the baby's just control. Like, for something so small and helpless, a baby sure has a lot of control, right? And so this is also talking about, so this is in your higher learning. So now that you know what you know, you might have done things differently. It's not saying that you don't love your partner or that you wouldn't have married them, but it's saying that you would have maybe done things differently if you could go back in the past. That's the energy I'm picking up from this higher learning. And then we have this energy here of the magician. So the magician is talking about as above, so below. And we have the magician is talking about infinite potential, 100% to the power of infinity and beyond, to create your own beautiful garden. You have all the tools that you need. You just have to learn how to use the tools, and which tool are you going to use for which job. You notice he has an Ouroboros around his waist here, and this is talking about shedding the skin of the snake. And, you know, we moved out of the year of the snake into the year of the fiery horse energy. So you maybe still need to shed something from the past, you know, energy that you haven't shed. And, you know, I mean, what a snake is still a snake after it sheds its skin, but, you know, snakes regularly, they can't grow if they don't shed their skin. That's why they do it. And then we have this energy of the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune, it's saying that the Wheel of Fortune is turning. And this energy is talking, it could be turning in your favor here. But you need to, there's something I feel like you need to let go of. This energy, this is the past, the present, and the future coming together into the now. And it's actually three wheels. On one of the wheels is the energy of, on one of the wheels here are the Hebrew letters of the name of God. And that is tetragrammaton. And a tetragrammaton is a sacred geometric symbol that is showing like the perfect equalization of forces, of perfect order, divine order, God's plan, God's timing. That's the energy. So if you're on that journey, then you're going to, the Wheel of Fortune is going to take you into, like, back into maybe this energy that was promised to you in the beginning, but somehow that energy, and it could, like, this energy got put off track. And that definitely could be because we all have life lessons we need to learn before the wheel of fortune turns for us. This happens to everybody. So it's not something to really necessarily beat yourself up over, but there is something I feel here that is stopping you from moving forward. That's coming from the internal forces and the external forces, really. But it's in your inner circle energy more. And then look at this, soulmates coming in. So this is talking about this energy of, sometimes this can be talking about twin flame energy. Sometimes this can be talking about soulmate energy. What it is basically is this sometimes can even be talking about your energy, your masculine and your feminine coming in tight together in perfect balance and being in 100% communion with God, like having access to the highest source energy and being on that HSN, that like being logged on to the internet. HSN, Higher Self Network, is very similar to being logged on to the internet. But the difference with the internet is you log on, you log off, you know when you're on, when you're off, you're always on HSN. So this is constant access. And this can be talking about two soulmates coming together and that have agreed for their souls, a soul contract to meet. Sometimes this can be what a lot of people refer to as twin flame energy. Twin flame energy is a little bit more, a lot of people think that that's supposed to be a romantic relationship, but both a soulmate and a twin flame energy. Twin flame energy is more like twins. So if two people come together and they're identical, say, then, but one's masculine and one's feminine, it can be a beautiful mix or it can be like too much. It just depends. Soulmate energy is more like an agreement, a contractual agreement. And so between two people to come together, to empower each other, to stay on God's plan. So there's something here that's a little bit off kilter. And I do feel that this is a really, really, really good time for you to move into this energy of, meditation, prayer, just chill out a little bit. Like just go for walks in nature, whatever, go barefoot in the grass, that type of energy, because you need to just take some time for yourself. I feel you're tired, you're exhausted. And also, this energy is about having this renewal of passion for life again, like waking up in the morning and going, woohoo, that sort of energy. And maybe you're just tired and you need a rest. And the other thing, I was picking something else up. It's that Gemini in Uranus moved into Gemini a month ago. And that energy is bringing the truth out of every situation. If you want to go back and look at my past readings, I talk a lot about that throughout May and the beginning of June. It's very significant because we haven't been in the energy of Uranus and Gemini since 1941 to 1949. And that energy is, the bottom line is the truth is coming out about situations. And we're seeing this every day. Basically, I've been saying a truth a day keeps the devil at bay. There's a lot of truths coming out about a lot of situations. And it's really weird energy. Like it's kind of like the truth is coming out in weird ways. And there's weird truths coming out. And it's going way back. And so this could be something that happened to you, depending on your age. This could be something that happened to you when you were younger and you still haven't totally healed it. It could be some sort of energy around that. But I do feel that definitely if you have a little bit of a rest here, even if it's just for a few days, and just give yourself permission not to be doing, and just to like allow yourself to be for a few days even, you will notice a change, a shift in your energy level, because it'll empower this energy coming in. All right, I'm going to, if you're leaving the reading here, thank you so much for your time and energy, your likes, your comments, subscribes. I really appreciate them. I'm going to clarify now with my oracle, Tales from the Vector. And from the bottom of the deck, we'll get these energies. So the numbers on these cards are representing the energy from my oracle. And the paintings I completed in 2020. I started this oracle in 2007. And the numbers on here represent the paintings on my website in the gallery. And so this is, I will put them in the order they appear here. And then you can just check it out. Sorry, I was getting distracted by the reading. Okay, let me finish saying what I'm saying. I'll put them in the order they appear here. So if you want, you can check it out. Sometimes a picture can paint 1,000 words. It could trigger your memory of something maybe that happened that you'd forgotten, and now boom, or that you've, shut out, and it could, I got it. I feel it's that kind of energy. So we have the Chariot energy. This is the power of spin. So this is talking about the Wheel of Fortune turning, and we do have the Wheel of Fortune twice here. This is the overriding energy. So this is already wanting to happen. Like, this is already going on in the spiritual realm. But you're needing to tune into it and move forward in that sort of energy. You're feeling it. So, get up. And then this energy is talking about having integrity and the strength to carry on. This energy is, the strength card is when you've been through a lot and you've been through a dark night of the soul, and you're willing to look at your shadow side so that you can figure out, okay, what am I missing here? What am I not, what do I need to shift here within myself, first and foremost, to shift the energy coming towards me. Wheel of Fortune energy is here and here. So now this is in blessings, and this is in on top of how you feel. So this is saying you're highly intuitive. If you want this wheel to turn for you, you need to use your intuition. What happened here? There might be some need. There's something going on here, and I feel like there's some karmic energy here. Intention. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. So yeah, if you are setting an intention, it means you don't have it yet. So you can intend to do well. You can intend for something to go a certain way, but just because you have good intentions doesn't mean things are going to work out in the way that you intend them to. You may have noticed that. We have anger here, and so this energy here, I feel there's something that happened to you when you were younger that you're still angry about, that you haven't totally healed from, and that is holding you back. And this is it's a hair, H-E-I-R, so air trigger temper, which is talking about angry people raise angry people. And so this could have been something that happened, maybe way back when in 1941 to 1949 time frame. And it's affected your the lineage of your bloodline, through your ancestors. Actions that they took that, are affecting you now. You're showing up in the reading here. And this is saying you do have a cup of love, even if this isn't someone offering you one, or it's not a cup of love for someone else. This could be saying you have a cup of love for yourself, because it's showing up right here, and that you've always been one to be able to see the possibilities and the challenges. Justice is coming in. So if you've been on the right side of the law, justice is a two-edged sword. The Wheel of Fortune is going to turn in your favor, and you're going to be able to get up and keep going. If you've been on the wrong side of the law, well, basically it's saying you've been caught. And justice is a two-edged sword. The Wheel of Fortune will turn in the favor of the energy that was wronged. And then we have the foolhardy energy. So this is talking about if you are a rebel with a cause and you rein it in, you're much more likely to go on a foolhardy journey, staying on your destined path. The foolhardy journey is the one with God. The foolish journey is the one with having limitations that are, expectations create limitations. And so expecting that you can do it in a different way than God's plan could put you in a position where the Wheel of Fortune turns for the Wheel of Fortune it's going to turn for the justice is going to come to the person that has been wronged here. Absolutely, that's the way the Wheel of Fortune turns. So just take a deep breath and get up. get up. Don't quit now. We have the Leo energy. This is saying you were born to be a leader. The sun is shining on this energy. You're supposed to be a leader. Sometimes the Leo energy can take a while to mature. Leos are in the middle of the fire signs. Of all the signs, I feel like the fire signs can be a little bit immature when it comes to responsibility and settling down and wanting to, conform to society's expectations, basically. But the Leo energy is a natural born Leo energy, and as they mature, this can be saying that you're meant to be a real strong leader. We have the star energy. I feel there's just some sort of energy here. This is in that partnership role and everything. This is saying, I don't know. It's talking about sort of like a clash of both people wanting to be a star, at the same time, and competing with each other rather than, and maybe the energy blaming each other for the shortfall in the lifestyle or whatever that is. We have the surrender. So yeah, again, this is saying, use your intuition about what's going on here for sure. That's going to be dependent. But it's also saying sometimes you just have to surrender to whatever's going on and, just allow yourself to chill out for a little bit and quit trying to force energy so that it can just organically happen. Sometimes, God's timing is very different from other people's timing. As long as you'll get justice for this. If you've been on the right side of the law and you've had this happen to you, this energy, it's saying right here that, the Wheel of Fortune is showing up twice here. So this energy, the people that cause this energy, anyone who causes this kind of energy, eventually they get caught, always, every time. And especially with Uranus and Gemini. And then we have the sun shining down on this energy here. So this is God coming in and saying you can heal your heart from whatever happened when you were younger. There was something going on. This could be anger between your parents or whatever, and it was passed down to you. There could be all sorts of things happening here, and you might have an idea of what it is, but this is saying that God is saying that you definitely can heal from this. You're meant to be a happy child of God. So, recognize that it could be a whole new world for you, an energetic upgrade if you can get, move into this energy of acceptance of what's happened in some way is what's coming up. And then we have destruction. Yeah. It's really interesting. Sometimes when there's innocence, some people just have to wreck it. I don't know what that is about it, but they can't stand to see someone like acting like happy, like someone who's just naturally happy. They don't like it. So they have to, stop it. A lot of people, it's a kind of energy where people have to step on other people. They feel that they have to step instead of, giving someone like maybe that's afraid to get a little kid afraid to get on the elevator, an older person afraid they might trip. Instead of giving them your arm and helping them up, it's like pushing them down, stepping on their head and moving forward. Get out of my way. It's that type of energy. So we've got the third eye chakra energy. Again, this is saying use your insight, use your intuition, and about whatever happened here. This is saying the hidden secrets are all going to be coming out here. Anything that's been hidden, I feel that's causing this to be held back. God is shining the light on it. And again, we have that energy of Uranus in Gemini. So Uranus is a pain in the butt for those that don't want the truth to come out, and it's a blessing for those that do. And this is talking about that energy wanting to come through, but there's some energy wanting it to be destroyed so it doesn't come through for you. So yeah, not everything is progress to some people, right? Everybody has a different opinion of what's progress and what isn't in many ways. So this is like a challenging reading in many ways, but remember the possibilities are definitely wrapped up in challenges. And I feel this is something that, like, when it clicks, you're going to go, and then it'll be like moving the energy, the stuck energy will start moving forward. I do hope that you've received some benefit from this. Thank you for your likes and comments, subscribes. I really appreciate them. And, you know, I'm honored when you do subscribe. So consider it if you resonate with the energy of this channel. Bye for now.